Patience is a virtue, catch it if you can, seldom in a woman and never in a man. That is one of my clever little jingles that I've heard over the years that I absolutely love, that I think speaks a lot of truth, right? Everybody wants patience, but it's really, really hard to wait for it, right? So once again, this is Andy Leakey, part of Andy Leakey and Associates with FC Tucker, coming to you with a monthly market update. We're in the middle of March right now. You can see the weather's getting beautiful out here. I'm at Forest Park right now, here in Noblesville, and just wanted to come to you kind of with just some more stats and updates. But it's been a long winter, right? And it's actually been it's been a challenging couple of years for a lot of people in the real estate side of things, because with rates being higher, people being reluctant to move, which is completely understandable. But could our patience finally be being rewarded? And actually, what does it look like to be patient, right? And then I guess along those lines too, you do want to be patient, but then how do you know when it's a good time to act? So I think those are questions that I think are important for anybody that's maybe looking to make a move to kind of ask themselves and to be really educated in the market. I think a lot of people, they've been so conditioned now to believe like, well, rates are high, so I'm not going to move. Rates are high, so I'm not going to move. And they're wanting to make a move and not maybe realizing that we've seen rates kind of climb down a little bit in the last 6 to 7 weeks. They're still, they're not going to go down to 4% or anything like that. They might not even get into the fives this year. But we are seeing rates come down a little bit, and we do know that as life changes, that precipitates a need to move. And a lot of people have been holding on, waiting. Well, if you're looking to make a move right now, what does that opportunity look like? Well, as I always try to do with you guys, I try to provide some of the data to give you that perspective, so you can maybe craft how taking advantage of what's going on in this market can help you. A lot of people don't realize, when you're buying a home, you're buying two things. You're buying the home, which you negotiate once, and that's the price of the home, and you can't ever go back and change that. But you're also buying a mortgage. That's the second thing that you're buying. You can potentially renegotiate that over time, if rates happen to go down, or if rates go up, you'll be very happy that you locked in when you did. So again, the best time to move is when you're ready to move, but I think some people get so preoccupied with the interest rates that they don't think about things from a bigger picture. And from a bigger picture, from a market standpoint, we're getting into more what I call a professionals market right now, where we're seeing inventory kind of steadily grow, and sales are still a little bit down, and so that's creating more choice in the marketplace. But if you also have a premium property, you still can command a solid value. So what does that look like statistically? Let's take a look at that. In Central Indiana, if we look at numbers, this is from November this past February, and comparing it to February of 2024. And then, as I always do, I'll go back another 4 years as well too, because I just find that instructive. But we have 17.9% more homes for sale in the month of February than we had a year ago, but home sales were down 4.5% in Central Indiana. However, so you would think with more inventory and fewer sales that would soften prices. That wasn't the case. The median home price went up 4.3% in Central Indiana. In Hamilton County, we saw inventory rise 15.5%, and home sales down just 1%, and home prices up 3.9%. Marion County, you were the most exaggerated. 20.6% more homes for sale now than in February of 2024, and home sales were down actually 9.1%. But you actually saw the highest median sales price gain at 5.8%. So again, what we're seeing here, more choices on the market compared to a year ago, fewer home sales, which slows down the speed of the market. Actually, that's another example as well too. The average home on the market in Hamilton County and on the north side of Marion County has been on the market for about 44 days. So that's the average home that's sold in the last 90 days. And the average home also actually sold too for about 98.3% of list price. So if it was $1 million house, let's just say, on average it sold for about $983,000. That's kind of the way that you would want to look at that. So and when you compare that to, actually I went back to some of my furthest notes back when I used to do these back in September of 2022. the average days on market back then was only 11 days. So the market it's 3 times slower now than it was, based about three, almost 4 times slower in terms of days on market than it was back in September of 2022. And the average sales to list price ratio was about 101.5%. So it's down about 3.5%. So 3% maybe. So when you're negotiating, when you're seeing homes on the market, these are maybe some numbers that could be helpful for you. I always also like to look at it from 4 years ago. So, and that's the thing where you can really see the radical shift. 4 years ago, we were still in the working through some of the immediate effects of COVID, nothing for sale, cheap money. What did that look like? Well, in Central Indiana, we now have 130% more homes for sale now than we did a year ago. We actually back then in February of 2021 only had 1,811 homes for sale that month. Back in 2021, this past month, February 2025, 4,169. So again, you can see more than double increase on that. In Hamilton County, we have 116% more homes for sale now than we did 4 years ago. And in Marion County, we have 92.5% more homes for sale. So again, double or more than double the inventory from 4 years ago, but home sales are down 6.4% in Central Indiana, 8.8% in Hamilton County, and actually 14% in Marion County. So you can still see we have substantially fewer sales with basically double the inventory. So again, being patient, going back to what I initially said, being patient here. If you've been looking to make a move, this, in my opinion, is a golden time for you. I think if you're waiting for rates to go down, you're going to see a lot of buyers pop back into the market that I think will push sales prices even more. But yet, it's still a solid market where if you're priced well and you're patient, you're going to get a solid price for your home. So hopefully, is this information kind of comes together for you. Hopefully this is making sense. Again, if you're thinking about making a move, I think it's valuable to be able to know really, what's happening on the ground today, not what people are saying on the news, not national trends, but what's happening here in our backyard, right? So if you know somebody that's thinking about making a move, pass this information on to them. I'd love to talk to them if they want to get together a strategic plan for how to maximize the moving opportunity in today's market. We've been doing it here at Adamantly Associates for over 20 years, and our best years are in front of us. So hope you found this valuable. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it as well too. Make it in the comments down below. And as always, we're never too busy for your referrals. Thanks so much.